Okay, I hope everyone took a big pee, because I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. It's Saturday, it's 9 o'clock. We're gonna try to do a click and play game dev stream. I found this cat on the ground. He smells. He stinks. I hate him. Was this announced? Sort of? I don't remember. Like, here's the thing. Yesterday's stream was very, I was very out of it. For a number of reasons, I was just very out of it. So, I think I intended to talk about it yesterday. Sort of. So, I don't know. Anyway, let's turn on the stink pad and see if we can't get any computers. That's not right. That's not right. Let's see. This fucking cat. Just get comfortable, cat, okay? Get comfortable and then stop. Get comfortable and then cut it out. Is this working? How do I put the video on the monitor? Ugh, everything is so difficult. So difficult.com. Wait a second, I know why it's not capturing. I have the capture card plugged into the Nintendo Switch. Because I was being a Nintendo bitch. Hold on. Okay. Now we should be able to get something out of here. There it is. Okay, it is 5:09, and it's something horrible o'clock. Siri, what's the current time in 24 hours?
It's 9:02 p.m.
Wow. The incredible power of Apple intelligence. Incredible. Amazing. Did you know my battery arrived for my Game Boy Advance SP like a week or two ago, and I still haven't put it in because I don't have time to do shit. Also, Cinco left her 8-bit-do controller here from yesterday. She was trying to help me with my controller dying, and I never plugged it in. I'm not sure I like the D-pad on this. It feels too big. Maybe I'm just used to like little tiny handheld D-pads. Also, why does it have buttons like paddles down here? I hate that. Ew. Who has paddles? Who's been paddling?
Welcome to Windows 98. Why are you still using Windows 98? What is wrong with you? Stop buying computers from thrift stores, man!
Okay, so we have to somehow jump back into this and remember what the fuck we were doing, because we're in the middle of a boss fight, which is not exactly the easiest thing to wrap your head around when you can't comment any of your code. Oh, fuck. Okay. So, we were setting up... Pachuca, what do you want? Oh, man. I'm just looking at this, and just the thought of having to, like, remember how this works is just fucking me up. Like, it's just fucking me up. Oh. Pachuco, shut up. Okay. Let's just kind of get a grip on where we were before. Oops. We need to disable the sound effects and the music, because otherwise we're gonna lag. It's doing damage to my mind knowing how little of this boss fight is actually done. Okay, so we got as far as having him point at the thing. And now we have to implement the finger. Okay, so, finger implementations. Finger implementations. Okay, so, that exists. That exists. Let's go grab our code. This is not... It's not right. Where did I put it? I didn't put it somewhere else. Sprite chain. Why is the... Oh, the sprite chain is back here behind these other frames. Hold on. Wolfang, thanks for subscribing. It's behind here because I tried it before, and it wasn't until I redid it that we got it working again. That's why it's back there. Okay, so the sprite chain works. We just have to copy this code into our actual boss fight. So that we can have a finger that juts out. Okay, so it's not a lot of code. It's very simple. Okay. So the always code is just debug. We don't necessarily need that. So it's this code and maybe this code that's important. So anchor 2 and anchor 1. Anchor 2 is the part that I'm moving around. Anchor 2 is the actual target. So let's use that verbiage instead. So X, this fucking spacebar. X of target. This, I'm gonna murder this fucking spacebar. Is greater or equal to X of... Every time I try to press the spacebar and it doesn't work, it like cuts like 30 seconds off my life. X of anchor. Okay. X of target is greater or equal to X of anchor. Oh, crumbs. Look at all this. Set. Okay, this is applying to... Oh god, this is what you don't take a half-month break. Okay, set B of chain to target A times chain A. I think that's right. That B of chain to target A times chain A. This sucks so much. Set C of chain to chain B divided by hidden value. Chain length. Divided by length. Oh, and we still have to like recreate it all on the other side once we have this written down. Set X to X to anchor X plus chain C. Okay. Aren't you glad you're watching this? Oh, fuck. Okay, and then we're doing something for Target as well. Pop-Tart flavored toothpaste. I ate a Pop-Tart a few minutes ago and then came up and immediately brushed my teeth. And it's not a great flavor combination, to be perfectly honest. It's just not. I can't recommend it, to be perfectly honest. Set A of target to target X minus root X. Okay. Oh boy. Ugh. Alright, now we do it for the 4 other versions and all the rest of this. Okay, so X of target is less than X of anchor. Set B of... Oh, this is hurting my brain. B of chain to target A times chain A. So it's the same, right? I think the only difference is the last component gets set to a minus. And those two get flopped. Yeah, okay. Root. Target. Oh, Lord. Sorry. I did take a shower between... Did I? I took a shower in the last few days, at least. So, whatever grease is getting in my eye is not my fault. It is my fault, but it's less my fault. Okay, and then we do one for Y. Okay. If Y of target is greater or equal than Y of anchor, set B I'm sure there's a reason I switched to B for this. I'm just gonna trust whatever I was doing before. Okay, set B of chain to target B times chain A. Okay. Set value C to value B divided by length. Set Y to Y of whatever. Plus chain C. Then over here we're setting Y minus YZ. It's that exactly, but swap to Y. Except with B. I'm sure it makes sense. I'm sure it makes sense. I just have to trust that what I did was correct. Then the next one is just swapping the value, and then swapping the fucking components. Okay. Okay, so swapping the value and swapping components. Okay, that's those parts. That should be the longest part. So next, if number of chains is less than chain length minus 1, then we create a chain. We'll copy that over as is for now. We may adjust that later. Number of fucking spacebar less than length minus 1. Then create chain at anchor. If alterable value A of chain equals 0, then we set value A to the number of chains that exist. Okay, and there's some debug. And something for if there's more, but we can recreate that pretty easily. Okay, that's the important shit. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 events, so that's not so bad. I'm not gonna lie, I'm worried about how many events we're at. We're about to hit 300. And if we look back at the cat dog boss fight, we get to 400-ish, so we have to be careful. Gotta be careful. Don't want to have to deal with manually setting the length, so we're just going to create an object to track it. Where the fuck is it? Did I not just create it? I don't trust it. I'm gonna close and reopen Click and Play, because I don't know if I just, like, made a ghost object or something. Okay. Finger length. Oops. That's a 6. Finger. Let's start at 7 and see how that goes. Okay. Get down here. Do one of these. So pointing is playing, so which one do we want to start first? Probably this one. Number of chains is less than length minus 1. Okay. Is this getting deleted at the start? Because that's important. It should be getting deleted at the start. Herald Finger. Interesting. Okay, start a level, destroy. Alright. If... God damn it. Number of Herald Fingers is... less than finger length minus 1. Then we create a finger relative to Herald, which is action point specifically. Okay. And now that the easy one is done, we do all the annoying hard ones. Okay. X of target is greater or equal than X of anchor. Greater or equal to X of anchor. Then one for less than X of anchor. Then the same thing but for Y. Alright. And we also want the code for setting the identifier for the finger. But I just remembered I have to pause the music for a few seconds so I have a silent background audio that I can use to cut out the background whining humming of the audio capture when I'm processing this video later. And I'm behind on uploading to the archive channel. I'm so fucking annoyed. It's my own fault for not finding the time while I'm literally juggling the baby like a ball. Okay, music's back. Alright, that sorts that out. Set uploads on the schedule. It's... Do you really think the problem is I'm not clicking a fucking button to release the video? Exotarget set B of chain. Okay, working on the chain first. Set B of chain. To target A times chain A. Target A times chain A. Good. Set C of chain to chain B divided by length. Okay. Set X of chain to anchor chain to anchor X plus chain C. Okay. Then set A of target okay, I guess we're setting the A of target. To target X minus root. Why did I say root? It's anchor. Target X minus anchor X. Okay. Oh. This is painful. Oh, it's such a painful way to program. Okay, so the next one, everything is the same except we're flipping the set X. And we're flipping the subtraction here. Okay. Then set B of chain to target B times chain A. Target B times chain A. Target B times chain A. Yes, that's right. Okay. Let's C of chain to blah blah blah. I hate that it's been a half hour of the stream, and all I've been doing so far is copying code. Chain, set C of chain to chain B. Divided by length. Set Y of chain to anchor Y plus chain C. Anchor Y plus chain C. So that's wrong. There we go. Anchor Y plus chain C. Then set B of target. The target Y minus root Y. Target Y. Root Y. Okay, then one more where we just flip the signs and flip the positions. Herald minus Herald target. Okay, let me save and see if this does fucking anything. Oh, Lord. This is just so difficult to chew on. Okay. It's technically working, but rather than originating from the fingertip, it's originating from the actual center of the hand, which makes sense, because that's what the code is being told to do. Also, the very tippity-tip piece kind of spazzes out because it tries to look at the target, but sometimes the target ends up behind it, which makes it kind of flip out. So I wonder if there's a way to easily fix that. There might be. Okay, in terms of fixing the origin of the finger, we could do some shit where we position another object at the fingertip of the hand, or we could just tweak our X positioning. So hold on, I think I know how I want to do that. That's just the forming animation. Point start, so he starts to point. Something like this. So now the hotspot is right there. And with that, we will reposition the hotspot to right there for all the directions. And now let's see. Okay, so now the finger is trying to originate at that hot spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's making 6 segments instead of 7. Why? Is that consistent? If I redo it, is it going to be 6 chunks again? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's supposed to be a 7th one closer to the origin of the finger. And that not being there is an issue. Because we have it set to 7. Is it because of the -1? Like, if I get rid of that, will it be fine? Like, I feel like I did the -1 for a reason. Okay, that does not bring back our anchor. We have 7 now, but the extra 1 is like way at the tip, which is not actually what I want. So we do want to keep the -1. Okay, let's save this. Go back to our test game and kind of observe the behavior here to see how it works. It does work that way. 6. There's 6 of them. There's nothing touching the end. There's nothing touching the beginning. And the chain length is set to 7. Which means we should have 6. And that's how it's working in our base one as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that makes sense, actually. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay, I just had to be sure that I didn't fuck something up. But that makes sense. That's intentional. With that in mind, what has to be done to make this look a little better visually? Oh, what just happened? Alright, thankfully we saved, but second play's having a tough time now. Actually, the whole machine seems to not want to respond now, except for the mouse. Alright, oh. Okay, get back in here. I have to observe it and figure out in my head what the fuck do I need to change to make it look better. Right, we can add more chunks, but what I'm annoyed is that I kind of want one of the chains to be at the very base of the hand, but it's not. And that's fine because that's how the code is set up, but I can't think of a way to do it. Unless... Hold on. Just had a thought. A value of a equals 0. And we're setting it... Because we can't have 0. Okay. We're using value a as the identifier for each segment of the chain. If it equals 0, we're using that as it's not been initialized. Set it to a value. Meaning 1 is the lowest valid value, which means the first link of the chain will never be touching the anchor. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. It does make sense. I know I'm sitting here just like babbling, but it makes sense. If we want one of the chains to touch the anchor point, it needs to have, I'm assuming, a identifier number of 0. But the way the code is set up, it can't have a 0, because if it's set to 0, it's going to force it to something else. So let's try this. First, let's replace this here that sets its value based on value A. Let's replace that with if the finger's Y position is less than 32. So if it's off the top of the screen, it'll get assigned a value. And then the event here that creates it, rather than creating it at Herald, we're just going to create it using actual coordinates at minus 32, so it will be off screen. What just happened? Oh, I see. This, I did it wrong. Less than minus 16. And we're spawning him at minus 32. Okay. Let's test to see if that works. Real quick. It does. Okay. Now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 segments. So what if the identifier we're assigning, rather than it being the number of chains, what if it's the number of chains minus 1? That way, the first chain, rather than being chain number 1, will be chain number 0. Oops, it's not supposed to have sounds active. Now we have the base finger hovering over the hand. Okay. Now that also means we're missing the very tippity-tip finger, but we can also adjust the code to fix that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just need one more finger. And that should be as easy as taking this from -1 to just the value. There. Now we have one finger segment that reaches out almost all the way to the target, and another one that is right at the base. Now the hotspots actually feels like it's getting positioned kind of stupidly, but I think that's more the fault of the auto hotspot positioning. We can probably manually fix that and then get a pretty good finger. Also, I want to be able to reach all the way down to the corner without having missing segments here. So we'll first things first, let's tweak the finger length up. Let's try 8, see if that works. Eight is almost there. I think 9 should get rid of the finger gaps. 9 is probably what we want. Yep, 9 is what we want. So 9 gives us the proper gap. We need to do something about the direction as well, but I have an idea for that. I need to take a look at how the finger's hotspot is holding up, because it definitely still feels wrong. So let's just manually look at this a little bit. So here it's of course right because I placed it there, but I think it drifts. Yep, see how it's positioned itself up there for no good reason? That's annoying as hell. So all we can really do is kind of just position it for these, because what else can you do? Whatever code is being used to manually position the hotspot is just wrong. Thankfully, we only need to worry about the downward facing directions here, because Arthur can't go above the hand. At least not how we have it coded. If that's something we decide to do later, then we'll deal with it. But for now, just doing this. Halfway through. Oops. It's weird how far it drifts. Like, you'd think the code to reposition a dot through rotations would be relatively simple and hard to mess up. There. Okay. Now, let's see if it looks better. Now it's hung up and I can't move the mouse. No, it's back. It just took a second. Okay, better. The finger is properly positioned unless you look upward, but it's never going to look upward, so it doesn't matter. It gets all the way to the corner without gaps. Good. Okay, now I want to fix this fucky, like, weird glitching out fingertip to make it properly face the same direction for all of them. So let's do this. Let's get rid of the always from up here. Let's do this. If Herald finger value A equals 0, I think that's right. Yeah, let's try this one instead. And I don't know if this is going to be more accurate enough or not. Always set direction of Herald finger to direction of Herald. We'll try that. See if that's better or worse. That's better. Okay, that's actually perfect now. There's one more thing. The actual finger on the sprite there, I kind of want to get rid of it. Like the base finger. I want it to rely on the chain finger. So you can kind of see it under some angles. So... which means we're gonna have to reposition the fucking finger all over again, but I think it's worth it. Oops, not like that. Bring that chunk back. There we go. And the hotspot is just right there. Damn it. See, it doesn't always replace it unless you clear them out. Alright. Now we'll just reposition the hotspots on the downward go. Like, look how bad it fucks up the hotspot there. How did it end up there? That is nowhere near correct. Like, that's insultingly bad. I think the problem is that when the image rotates, Click and Play is also auto-cropping the image, and somehow that cropping is fucking up the positioning of the hotspot. And that's why it's so significantly out of place after we deleted the finger, because now it doesn't know what the hell to do with it. Did that save? It did. Thought I hit cancel. Okay, and that's the important directions. It's still going to be glitched as hell pointing upward, but that doesn't matter. Okay, good. There's a tiny gap in the art, like towards the base of the finger, but I don't mind that. Yep, and as expected, upward, it's all fucked up, but the directions that matter are good. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm just in my head. I'm considering the next steps here. Alright. So the next steps are to have the target... I can't believe it's literally been 5 minutes, under an hour. Like, it feels like I've been working for 3 hours. Holy shit. We need to position the target, you know, programmatically instead of just tying it to our mouse cursor. So let's do that. It's almost a bit... I'm fucking exhausted. Like, I am absolutely exhausted. It is past my bedtime. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing, Dream Man. Like, my initial idea for the cutscenes, and here's the thing, we're gonna do the cutscenes after the base game is done. After the stages, the bosses, everything is done, that's when we're gonna come back into a cutscene pass. My initial idea was to do what you would expect from this, you know, just sprite-based cutscenes. You know, have the sprites stand around talking with, you know, a little text box at the bottom, and explain what's going on. But at the same time, Click and Play, and I don't believe moving forward, like the Games Factory and everything after this supports it, but Click and Play supports animations. Did I save? And apparently it's like an FLI/FLC file. Let me look up what that is. Flick file formats known as FLI, FLC used to store animation files. It's similar to an animated GIF. The FLIC animation format was originally developed by Autodesk for use with Autodesk Animator and Autodesk Animation Pro. Huh. So, here's the thing. Depending on how that works with Click and Play, if we really wanted to, like, to torture me, we could download, like, the last version of Blender that works on Windows 98 and try to render, like, 3D CGI cutscenes for Click and Play using like finding a fucking like 3D model of Inspector Gadget like on the internet somewhere and try to animate it and see how we can import it in here. I don't know if we're gonna do that because that sounds like a whole lot of fucking work. I don't know if we're gonna do that. Make them in 3D Movie Maker, that's another option. But we would have to find 3D Movie Maker versions of all of these important characters, like Nathan Drake, and Cat Dog, and Wolverine, and Gex. So we can look into it. I don't know how FLIC files work. I don't even know how do you make an FLIC file short of getting Autodesk Animator or Autodesk Animator Pro. Autodesk Animator is a 2D computer animation and painting program published in 1989 for MS-DOS. It was considered groundbreaking when initially released. Would that support, like, importing just frames into it generated from Blender? It's something that we can look into for fun, and if it doesn't work, that's fine. The plan was always to do sprite-based cutscenes. But it's something we can look into. I'm pretty sure I just heard my little girl, like, squeal. Because she's a bad fucking baby, but whatever. It's 10 o'clock, why is she squealing? Yeah, she's awake and being a bad girl. I laid her in bed at like 8:45, so I don't know what her fucking problem is. I feel like I should check if she pooped. Like, just in case. Give me a second. No poop, she's just being a bad girl. Oh, I'm never letting her take a nap again. She actually took a nap today. Granted, it was at my mom's house. But she actually did take a nap today. But if she takes a nap, I mean, she's gonna be a little fucking fucker when it's bedtime, so not letting her take any more goddamn naps. What are we doing? There was a Windows 95 version of Autodesk Animator. Maybe that would work. Animated GIF to Autodesk Flick. Like I'm actually gonna find something by searching for this in the year 2026. I found something that converts flicks to GIFs, but I need the other way around. Also, apparently there's multiple versions of Flick. I'm sure Autodesk Animator is on archive. The point is not if I can get my hands on the original software. The point is, can I convert a video file into Flick? Because we're not going to make all the cutscenes in Flick. Apparently, Flick is one of the 2 video/animation file types used in Lego Island. Huh. I shouldn't be wasting my time on this. Right now, we're working on this. Let's use the cutscenes from Lego Island. Part of me wonders... I don't have Lego Island on here, right? Do I not have Lego Island on here? Really? Why don't I have Lego Island on this computer? Like, I kind of want to see how it works. Like, if you can even import like the fucking files. I have a folder on my C drive called My. I don't have Lego Island on here. The fuck? Lego Island. Software. Sort by all-time views. No. Lego Island Japanese comes up. Like before what I'm actually looking for. This looks right. I'm willing to bet the download page isn't going to work because these stupid fucking archive.org download pages don't work on ancient web browser that nothing has any business working on. Make sure my Retrozilla is updated. What updates? I really doubt there's any updates available for this. Alright. Yeah, exactly what I thought was gonna happen. It doesn't fucking work. Because for some reason, rendering a simple fucking download page just has to use all sorts of ridiculous shit. Maybe someone else has it uploaded in a simpler website. What DL manager? I don't know what a DL manager is. No, I don't think I can do that. I searched for Lego Island ISO and I found isle.pizza, which just lets you play it in your browser, which is not what I want. I doubt this website's gonna work, but let's see. Choose how you want to complete your download. I would love to download it through archive.org, but that won't work. I'll try it again anyway. That one's working. It's only going to take 3.5 hours. At 36 kilobytes a second. Never mind. Never mind. Back to what I was doing before. Okay. Where's my target? Here's the target. We're using its value A and its value B. So value C is available if we need it. So target should become bouncing ball. Let's not make it moving at start. Give it an initial direction of down. Okay. Make it a little slower. A little too slow. I mean, we can control the speed in code, so it's not that important how slow it is here, but... Okay, so... What's that event do? Has it look at the target? Okay, well, we'll leave that as is. Okay. So, actual code here. If value A is greater or equal to 7. Number of heralds is greater than 0. Pointing is playing, I believe. And if alterable value of target C equals 0, then let's have its position be set to Herald, but his action point okay, and we're probably gonna have to fucking make sure the action point is set correctly now. I think it's okay there, but it's probably gonna be all fucked up. Yeah. Well, we'll leave it as is for now. Okay, so that should default to Herald's action point. That's not great. Alright, so let's do this. Up here, we have code to point Herald at the target. So let's just get rid of that line. Just double check and make sure that's all that's there. That's all that's there. Okay, so let's get rid of that event. Okay. I don't know if setting the direction like that is really going to make a difference. We'll check. I just want him to start pointing downward. Okay. So for Russell here, I believe we were using his ultimate value C as a counter, which we probably can't do here because I'm assuming Herald's values are all used up. Or are they not? Are they really not? I could have sworn I guess I was using something else's alterable values. Huh. Okay, so we can use Herald's values. Okay, well, I'm not gonna fucking complain, I guess. Every 1 stinky second, they're gonna add 1 to C. If value C is greater than a certain value, I don't even know. 30. We'll figure it out from there. So we'll not A, C. We'll set value C of the pointer to 1. Okay. F C equals 1. We're also going to set its direction. Select direction, be the same direction that Harold is facing. Okay, so it's set to 1. We're going to start his movement. Alright, I just want to make sure that works before we continue coding. Yep, okay. And then we have to have it turn around. So, if C equals 1 and the Y position is greater or equal to 480, then we will have it look in the direction of Harold. No, not some random position near Harold, exactly where Harold is. And we'll change value C to 2. Turns around. Okay, and then we just have to have it, you know, not extend way past the wrist. Also give it a little more speed. How about 50? Okay, so then a value equals 2, and the Y position is less or equal to, and this is going to take guessing. Let's try 240 for now, and then we'll tweak it. Then we will set value C to 0, and reset Harold C to 0 as well. Okay. Good. Oh, we should also stop its movement because it's getting fucked up. That's why it was jiggling when it was returning to the hand. Better. Okay, now we have to add in the finger just changing direction before it shoots out. So if all these conditions, except rather than greater or equal to 30, less than 30, and making sure c equals 0, so this is not the way we're going to do it. Direction, select direction. This is the wrong way to do this, because it's going to result in stupid ass bullshit that we don't necessarily want. And it's not even changing its direction anyway, so it's not exactly what we want. We have to do the direction thing again. It needs to absorb. Oh, I know what's wrong. Look, it's I tried to set it to take Harold's direction. It's taking Bill's direction instead, which is obviously not even close to what we want. Better, but we still don't want it to randomly pick the direction like that. We want it to kind of go like and then stop at some point. Okay. There's my code here. Alright. So, if alterable value A of Harold equals 0, we're going to have it go in this direction. We'll set his direction to... Oops, hold on. Get that out of there. Current direction plus random number 2, which means it could either be 0, 1, or 2. Then, if this shit is happening, and his direction is 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Maybe 30. We'll take around. We'll take around with it. Direction. Compare direction. I forgot that it's not going to let us do a math value on it unless we do some silly shit. Okay, we'll do it the hard way. Direction value is greater than 30. Then we will instead set A to 1. And if A equals 1, we're going to do the same thing except in reverse. And also have a check for if it goes too far in the other direction. 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, maybe 18. Then we set it back to 0. Alright. Save and test if that works the way I want it to. Come on. Seems to be working. Oh, whoa, that had some distance to that finger. We gotta work on that a bit. Okay, a few things. I want it to rotate faster, and I want the finger to come back a little quicker when it goes too far to the right. So, we can have it rotate faster by, rather than doing... Because 2 is going to give us either 0, 1, or 2. So every frame, the finger has an option of not rotating at all, rotating +1 direction, or rotating +2 direction. If we adjust it so it's +2, +1, then it has the option of moving 1, moving 2, or moving 3, with no option of not moving at all. Assuming the math works the way it's supposed to. If not, it's just going to be hellish. Whoa, what was that? It does like a super spin. Oh, it's never coming back. I think it does the super spin because since it has the option now of rotating 3 directional units, that means it could rotate past what we're checking for. And just keep rotating until it gets back into bounds. So we could either expand what we're checking for, or we could tweak this a little and just have it random 1. So instead it can only turn 1 or 2, rather than ever being able to move 3. I think that's closer to what I want. We want the finger to not go too far horizontally off the screen. So, it should be... relatively simple. Think. Let's drag this up so it can be with the rest of the similar code. Okay, so if c equals 1 and it's exiting the play area on the left or the right, then we're going to do the same thing. That didn't work. Okay. Hopefully we saved recently. Oops, hold on. I want to look at the events. Not as recent as I would have liked, but we can make it work. And we'll get this event back in here. And this time we'll save before we test it, since it clearly really did not like what we did. That's better. Oh, it still did the super flip. What? Oh, I know why. Because it's still set to 2 instead of 1. This should be 1. Now it can't do that super fucking flipperooski. If the finger needs to stretch faster. Like, obviously it needs to stretch faster. That's not even... It doesn't even need to be discussed. Let's try 100. Just make it go full fucking blast. $100 is correct. Okay. Makes sense. And that's Harold's most basic attack, to just rotate around and stab out that finger, which will damage Arthur. That was a lot of work to get to this point. Holy fuck, like how many streams have we spent just on Harold's finger? Ugh. Fuck. It's a good finger, but, you know. Jesus. Okay. We're using A for his direction, C for his timer. Well, you know, his finger timer. We can use B as like a counter for when he should fucking stop. Let's do this. One more thing. Only once when event loops. B add to B1. Okay. And then when B equals a certain number, we can have him retreat. So if B is greater or equal to, I don't know. We'll try 5 and see where it goes from there. We'll destroy the Herald token. and see what happens. The mouse has stopped communicating. Oh, there. Destroy the Herald token. Is that gonna make him leave, though? I'm not sure if he has the code to leave. He might be stuck in the pointing animation and then kind of glitchily slide off screen, which is not what we want. And I just pressed Z twice, which is also not what we want. Two, 3, 4. Yep, he glitchily fucks off. Okay. Animation, change animation to just walking, I guess. And we want to destroy all the Herald fingers, I guess. Let's see if that helps. Saving, because Click and Play is getting into the habit of crashing now. Oh, okay, whoa. Let the game load. Before I force it ahead. There we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So far it seemed to work, but then we don't know if Harold's gonna come back the second time. How are we generating another guy to come in like we did for after Russell leaves? It said ultra value beta 2. That's how. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. For testing purposes, we're going to have him tag Team Russell back in. And theoretically, they should swap back and forth infinitely, if this is working correctly. Alright, Russell came in. Then I want to see, will Harold's finger attack work? Why is Russell just going forever? Pachuco, be quiet. Just in case, I'm going to add in only once when this event loops, but I don't think that's the problem. Like, after Russell's second volley, Harold should be coming back in. Or at the very least, Russell should stop. Why is he just going forever? What triggers him to stop? This is the event that kills him. Boss fight state. Russell's token exists. Animation pound is playing and his exposition is greater than 700. That should be happening. And we're destroying the token. Okay. Let's try this. Our little temp test counter. Let's set its value to the number of Russell tokens. So I want to see if I'm accidentally creating multiple Russell tokens somehow. I don't think I am. Okay, so one exists right now because Russell was commanded to exist. Now Russell is gone. There's no Russell tokens. Now one exists. The token's not getting destroyed. Why isn't the token being destroyed? It's just endlessly one. And then the game crashed. Again. I'm a little worried about the game crashes, but I'm hoping it's just kind of random. You don't want a game randomly crashing like this when it's, you know, a difficult game. This is just something that happened with Click and Play. Like, sometimes you would get games that would just fucking crash for no reason. It's obnoxious, but what can you do? So, counter to... number of Rust tokens. So why is that fucking token not being destroyed? Hold on. My brain is like rolling back to something from a few weeks ago. Okay. Wait. Where's the start of this boss fight? Like the real start. So we set B to 1, which is where Russ gets spawned in. Okay. And down here, are we doing that correctly as well? We are setting B to 1, so that should be fine. Okay, I just had to be sure. I thought I was like doubling up some event. Set B to 1. B only gets set to 1 when you press Z, or when you're in boss state 6, and health is greater or equal to 28. Setting it to 1 anywhere else. Let's set it to 2. It's normal. Setting B to 1, so that should be fine. I'm destroying the Herald token. Setting B to 1. It should only create one Russell token after that. But the token's not... The token's getting created, but it almost seems like it's constantly being created. It's really hard to explain what's happening here. Okay. Pachuco, go away! This code right here, B equals 2. This is what creates Herald token. B equals 1 is what creates the Russell token. I want to do something noticeable when we're creating the Russell token. We're going to play a sample from this game. No, I want chicken.
Chicken.
There we go. Okay. And we're going to re-enable samples. Okay, now we should hear chicken whenever the Russell token is created the correct way.
Chicken.
There's the first one, and that makes sense. Now we should hear it again once Herald finishes.
Chicken. Chicken.
It's kicking off again. As Russ's hand is flying over there, for some reason,
Chicken.
the value is being set again. But why?
Chicken.
The fuck? What? Okay. So, this event can set B to 1, but this only happens if the boss state equals 6. The boss state is not reverting to 6, so that's probably not it. This also sets B to 1, but that's only when we press the Z key, so that's also not it. This sets B to 2, which is for Herald. Which is not what would be causing that. This resets it to 0. So then is this event kicking off again? Because it shouldn't be. I don't think it's this event kicking off. I'm going to test anyway by moving the chicken sound down here. So now the chicken sound will play when Herald has finished his run and is triggering Russell.
Chicken.
Now, is it going to trigger again?
Chicken.
It is. That event is the one that's repeating. But why? Herald token. But I'm destroying the Herald token. So the only way this kicks off is if the Herald token exists. And so why isn't the Herald token successfully being destroyed? Because this event destroys the Herald token. So the event shouldn't be able to repeat. Or test something. This shouldn't be the case, but let's change this to check for the number of Herald tokens to see if somehow fucking more than one is being created. I don't think that could be the case, but I also didn't think what's happening right now would be possible. Okay, there's only one.
Chicken.
And it's gone now. It's 0.
Chicken.
And yet the event kicks off. So here's the thing. That number up there is tracking how many Herald tokens there are. There are 0 Herald tokens. That event that's playing the chicken sound should not be able to kick off. Because there's no tokens. This should not be able to kick off. There are 0 tokens. So why is it kicking off? Like, that number is directly tied into the number of Herald tokens. Yep, number of Herald tokens. The event specifically has as a requirement there being more than 0 Herald tokens. So what the fuck? I don't understand. Is one popping into existence for like an extremely... Is there one Herald token popping in for one frame? And somehow it's like here long enough for this event to kick off, but not for the timer to iterate? Okay, this is another debug event. If number of Herald tokens is greater than 0, Arthur is going to shoot a buster upward. Okay, at the start, one got shot up because there's one that gets created and destroyed instantly. Okay, we have a buster laser because the Herald token exists right now.
Chicken.
Then it stops because we destroyed it.
Chicken.
A buster just shot off. That means that a Herald token is being created.
Chicken.
For like one frame, a Herald token exists.
Chicken.
Okay. Okay. Why? Okay, this creates a Herald token. Is there anything else I have out here creating Herald tokens? No, see, I went so far back we're already in the Stage code, okay. So that means that this event line right here that creates a Herald token is the only event that exists that creates a Herald token. This is triggering, which means boss state alterable value B of boss state is being set to 2. What sets alterable value B of boss state to 2? A, B1, B1, this sets it to 2, so okay, that makes sense. This triggers when when Russell is off screen, because it's calling the next guy. Okay. Okay, I'm running this through my head right now, trying to understand where the code is failing. Okay, Buster Laser means Herald token exists.
Chicken. Chicken.
Okay, so the problem there, that Buster that shot off indicating the Herald token exists. The Herald token is supposed to start existing there, but it's also instantly getting deleted. So the problem is not the creation of the Herald token, the problem is the deletion of the Herald token. So it gets destroyed at the start, and it gets destroyed down here. Are those the only two events that destroy the Herald token? Yes. So this is kicking off. It's seeing we're in the boss state 7 or greater, which means we're in the fight. It's seeing that a Herald token exists, which makes sense, because we see the one Buster pop off. It's seeing that alterable value B of Herald's greater or equal to... We're not resetting alterable value B. That's why this is happening.
Chicken.
Yep. That was it. We weren't resetting alterable value B. So it was getting fucked. It was just instantly assuming that we had already stabbed the finger 5 times in a row. And because it was assuming we already stabbed the finger 5 times, it was just instantly destroying itself. And that is why we had that bug. Now that we can see it's working, these two are able to tag team each other and function. What a stupid bug, man. Like, what a ridiculous bug. All because I forgot about one little reset. Huh. But either way, those two are working. I kind of want to maybe have the finger have a... reverse his animation before he flies off. The finger, Herald. Have Herald reverse his animation. Play that animation in reverse before he flies off, but... always add that next time, but there you go. 2 of the Cosby hands have a basic attack now. We're Simpsoning this boss fight. That's... I think we managed to avoid Simpsoning the main stage for Arthur, but we're Simpsoning the boss fight. Ugh. At least the finger works good. Lord. Gamers, my computer doesn't want to turn off. Oh, there we go.
Goodbye, stupid. We've had a lot of fun on your crappy computer. Please don't ever come back.
There you go. Well, anyway, there you go. We returned to the click and play game, and we made a little bit of progress. I managed to not be sleepy enough that it went nowhere, so that's something. So I'm gonna try to continue working on the game at around this time block next Saturday. I'm hoping that the little girl doesn't nap next Saturday, so she actually goes to sleep when I lay her down. So I don't hear her squealing while I'm working on the game. But yeah, so we'll keep trying to work on the game in this time period, and we'll see how it goes. Anyway, on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, we're going to play more Tamagotchi Life. I'm going to try to see if I can squeeze in some time between now and then to make some more of those custom creations. If not, it's no big deal. We'll play the game like normal and create a few more Miis. On Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern, we will be doing some more nuts and bolts. I believe we're going to either try to find the rest of the crates in the overworld. I don't know. We might not do the 100%. We might not 100% the overworld. If we don't 100% the overworld, then we're going to start on logs toilet challenges, or whatever they're called. How many streams do we plan to have? Megastar, I realize you hate Tamagotchi Life. I'm sorry that you hate it. You don't have to watch those streams if you don't want to. I'm going to play it as long as I'm enjoying it. You said nothing. When I played it, the second stream, you directly asked, why are we even playing this? You said something. Yeah. Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern. More nuts and bolts. Approaching the end of that quickly. And then Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern, we're going to try to work more on the click and play game and hopefully make some progress. It's a good question, at least. How is it a good question? It's a fun video game. We have Gex and fucking Fargoth hanging out with Malice, looking at like giant goldfish coming out of the ocean. What's wrong with it? What don't you like about it? How long will we play it for? Okay. No. Okay. That was the good question, not the, Sorry, Shinko. I thought you were saying that Megastar's question of why are we even playing this was the good question, not how long are we going to play it. I misunderstood you. We're going to play it for as long as it's fun. And by as long as it's fun, I mean as long as I think it's fun. That's what I mean. Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm really tired. Really tired. Anyway. Don't go to Burger King and eat the Mandalorian meal, because I don't think the real Mandalorian would eat fucking chicken nuggets or whatever the meal consists of. It's a scam. Don't scam yourself. Spam yourself before you scam yourself.